Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. It's time for some weekly painting progress. So this week I got a few things finished up that have been sitting around and figured why not, right? This is one of the heavy weapons specialists from the Dwarf Space Guilds from One Page Rules. I don't recall if these models had helmets or not. Obviously, this is one of the female-headed options. They have both genders and a whole lots and lots of weapons. I'm not even sure what this one's supposed to be anymore. Came out okay. I did actually make sure she does match up with all of the other various space dwarves that I have painted at this point, so that's always nice. And while we were at it, we went ahead and finished up one of these Gomic space dwarves as well. Every time I look at this guy, and especially at that helmet, I can't help but think maybe this is supposed to be some sort of a robot or something. It's a little shorter than the One Page Rules model. I'm not sure if that's intentional. I could not tell you. I do happen to have somebody else's space dwarf right here, in case you guys are curious. I mean, they do kind of stack up pretty effectively with each other. I think basing is going to become an issue, but, you know, there's so many different types of space dwarves out there. At this point, you know, the sky's the limit. Space is the limit. Space is the place. So what else we got here? A couple of Raging Heroes models. I want to say this was from one of the Dark Elf releases. I can't be 100% sure. Of course, having painted him now, it all kind of bleeds together, the purples and the blacks that I was using, which is a bit disappointing, but that's not anything we can't go back and fix. It's a neat pose. The problem with having these poses is looking at them head on like this, you can't really make out their faces. Same thing with our dwarf friend here. And another Raging Heroes model. I don't remember what release she was from. I mean, she feels very Slaneshi, which I'm sure is the point. Was there like a Hedonists or something? I don't remember now. See, I still have ink all over my fingers. And managed to get a little dot of it on her headdress. Some bad support removal down there. I think originally I was going to do the edges all in gold, but I went with silver, and I'm not sure why. I still think gold would probably be a better choice, but I guess just to break up, use some other colors on there. Came out okay. I mean, I'm just a big fan of the Raging Hero stuff. She actually stacks up pretty well with him. This is a cool model anyway. I really like that model. I really like that model. And speaking of models that you can't see the faces of when you put them directly in front of the camera, there's this guy. This was a Bestiarum, I mean, for all intent and purpose, Chaos type champion. He's a pretty tall dude. I wasn't sure what to do with like that ornate Baroque looking filigree all around his groin and neck. I kind of want to go back and do a little bit of touch up on his helmet too. It's a cool model. I've actually been trying to get started on one of the mounted versions of these guys. They were just a neat set and all overall. But then again, that's the case with most of Bestiarium stuff anyway, so I was trying to see if I have a GW Chaos Warrior handy, but I guess I don't. Like I said, he's a tall guy. I don't like the effect on his sword that I made. Might have to go back and fix that up, but that's doable. Actually, the Bestiarium guy's a little bit taller, I'd say. Although the Raging Hero guy has a lot more presence, I feel, just because of that over-dramatic cape flowing everywhere. I like the spear. There is a mounted leader of these guys marauders, or whatever they're called, defilers maybe. Dual wielding spears, which I thought was an interesting choice. Eventually we'll get him painted. And then something really random from Atlan Forge. I don't think this guy actually matches any of my other, what were they, the Minoans? Kind of Minotaur, ancient Greco-Roman styled models. I want to say he was a lieutenant. I really like this buzzsaw thing he's got going on his shield there. I probably should have gone and added some little details to the, whatever they're called, I can't think of the word at the moment. And I know people have reminded me on this channel before, the little folds of leather there. And he's got a hoplite friend here, I guess. And they have their shields mounted on the shoulders. I feel like he might have been like a lieutenant or something. Feels like it. He's a bit more ornate than his friend right here. See, I probably should have done something. There's some details there, but I feel like it just kind of, it's too much. And I was getting tired of painting them, and I'm like, that's enough. One thing I've always done with these guys is all of their pillars, not pillars, all of the spears and long-hafted weapons I've ended up trying to paint like pillars, which I thought was just a fun touch. I mean, obviously that's where we're going with the inspiration on these guys, so might as well go all in. I wanted them to be more brassy. This one's a little bit more brassy than this guy. This guy still kind of veers towards straight gold. I guess that's okay. I think I still have a few of those guys laying around that are half finished. I should probably get around to finishing them. That's the thing, is I've got a couple of big pieces I'm slowly working on, and then like I keep trying to finish up all the guys that I've had laying around. But I did make an exception, and when I saw that Erkman was making Haomaru from Samurai Showdown, a game that I've spent way too much time over the years playing, I had to instantly paint him. Actually, I think he came out pretty decent. It's funny, if there's the model, you know, that I'm really interested in, I do try to spend a little bit more time on it. But yeah, I think he just came out like a week or so ago. Or maybe he's just been sitting around for a week, and it finally took me that long to get around to finishing him. Once I got started on him, I got him done relatively quickly. I don't know which game this version is based off of, but I mean, he's had a pretty standard look all throughout the Samurai Showdown series, which dates back to the, late 90s at this point, and they're still going strong with them. His hair has always reminded me of the Osamu Tezuka comic Dororo, with the big dew kind of blocking his eye there. Now that just makes me want more Samurai Showdown figures. Or just SNK figures for the tabletop in general. Always been a big fan. But yeah, I know I was the one who was nagging and hounding about that Grace Novamon, and I'm trying to get it done. Maybe I will get it done hopefully before the end of the month, but since the end of the month is going to be in the middle of the week, well, I'm crossing my fingers it shows up in a video next week, but I could be wrong. But I'm going to try. So if you guys want to see that, do keep your eyes peeled. I will be trying to post this stuff on social media. It's just, as always, real life often gets in the way of the fun stuff, but we will do our best to work around that. Hopefully everybody out there is doing well, keeping safe, and keeping busy, having fun with their models. And as always, if you want to put that hashtag weekly painting progress, you can show it off, and I will be absolutely checking it out. So we've got those links as well. If you want to check out any of this stuff and do a better job yourself, I wholeheartedly encourage you to. That is my job as your enabler, to get you guys going and finding this stuff as well. Like I said, be more than welcome to share it as well. So with that said then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.